Hello, beautiful souls out there. I hope you're able to get out in nature like Starlight is. And so Starlight's got to make this video quick because it's cold out here. I'm not complaining, but I don't want to wear my jacket out here. I got this pretty, beautiful, like mint green shirt. So I hope you're able to get out in nature like Starlight is right now. And anyway, if you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome, and you can find me on YouTube, and that is at Starlight, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman. Plus, you could give my videos a thumbs up, and you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, you can also leave me a message down below, beep, 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 and you could share my videos with your family, your friends, a black shepherd dog, and a shepherd dog. Plus, you could check out my playlist, and you can follow me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that's Kathy with a K, Ding the Starlight. And I gotta kind of be quick tonight, is because the lighting right now, this is the hardest time to me in the daytime, and to make a video. So anyway, I love you, and I want to say a big, huge thank you to all of you who have been there, loving and supporting Starlight. Thank you for the ones that watch my videos, subscribe to my YouTube channel, or even give me a thumbs up, or those of you who leave Starlight a comment down below, and those of you who share my videos. Thank you. I appreciate all of you. So we're gonna jump right in here. Is tonight, it's about letting go of your old limiting belief systems and letting go of the old programs. This is a part of deprogramming yourself, because we all been lied to in this society, in this reality. Hang on, this is that time of the night. So yes, we've all been lied to, whether you like it or not. Did you? I don't like it, but I know you're not going to like it either. Is that we all been lied to. And this is what Starlight knew a long time ago. I knew there was something messed up in this world, and it took me a long time to understand it. So ask yourself, what, God, show me what's up. How come I always felt like there's something wrong with the way things are? And I'll tell you what, a lot of people are waking up. Lots of people are waking up to the truth. They're tired of listening to the news. They're tired of hearing the lies. People are waking up about the Hollywood stars. They're realizing, that's all, what is up with this? I just talked to a guy tonight, and he said, oh yeah, they want you to focus on these Hollywood stars. He's right, because that's distracting you. If you're keeping up with all of them, maybe you want to gossip and, talk about them, wherever you go, and talk to your neighbors, or even people at the church. Yeah, why not, yeah, even at the church building, where people got to keep up with what's going on with the Hollywood stars. Starlight has no time for that shit. So I am too busy working on myself then to really care what's going on with, and a lot of it, it's a big show. And that's what this guy was saying tonight. It's a big show. And he goes, you know what, if everyone just turned off their devices and didn't watch these Hollywood stars, that is what people really need. But you got to figure that out on your own. Even when I was younger, I knew stuff that I don't even know how I knew it. I was really young, and I wasn't really impressed, with the, I wanted to be like a famous dancer or singer, or even an actor when I was growing up, especially dancing or singing. But you know what? When I looked at I call it trash magazines, when they're gossiping and tearing all the oh, you love these people so much because they're making money, but now you're gonna, attack them in magazines, over nonsense. So Starlight really, I was really young, where I'm like, it really turned me off at ever wanting to be, famous, for singing or dancing. And and I'm grateful, because God protected me from the stuff that goes on behind the scenes in Hollywood. So yes, is a lot of people are waking up. They're waking up realizing that there's a lot of lies out there. There's people waking up, but the problem is they're waking up too late. By the time people wake up, they're, some of the people, a lot of the people, they're in their 80s. Now what are you going to do about it? Now you're 80 years old. Now what are you going to do? Well, here your whole life has been wasted over the lies, and that's exactly what their plan was the whole time. By the time you figure it out, now they knew what they were doing, just like the guy said today. They know what they're doing. Exactly. They do know what they're doing. And, and it might have worked for a lot of people out there. It might have even worked for you, but this video is about learning how to deprogram yourself and reprogram yourself, and that's why I do the I am affirmations every day. Some of you could watch my videos over and over again, hear me repeat the same stuff, but what are you doing with what I'm telling you? Because if you're not working on that, that's how you're going to deprogram how you've been programmed to believe, and feel about yourself, or even, to manifest anything in your life. If you don't believe in yourself, and if you don't have that confidence level that you need, how are you going to fulfill those things in your life? How are you going to get those dreams and plans, the plans that you have in your life, those things that you want to see in your future, if you don't reprogram yourself and let go of those old programs? I can't do that. Here's a good one. How many of you out here, came from a poor family where now your whole life, you hang tight on something and you're like, oh, I got to hold on that. I can't, I work hard for my money, but now I'm not even going to enjoy it. That was Starlight. I came from a poor family, where, always hearing that, oh, we can't afford that. We can't afford that. We can't afford this. We can't do that because we can't afford it. I hear it still today with other people everywhere I go. Oh, I would help you out, but I'm broke. Oh, I would help you out, but I can't because I don't have. Oh, I would, and that is old programs. We've been conditioned and programmed to believe those lies. And I'm going to tell you a story, story time. So, God guided me this morning to go in a restaurant. It was too cold to be outside. So this is how this works, okay? Because of the 8/8 portal and a full moon, I'll tell you what, those energies are really strong, and I'm letting go of things that no longer serve me. So on this journey, I've been letting go, but it's like the way people wean off of medication, it's the opposite. It's where, it is like, it's the same thing like that. It's weaning off of those old limiting self-belief systems, weaning off of programs that no longer serve me. So it's not like, boom, one day, I got rid of it all. No, it's little by little, inch by inch, and through these full moons and portals, that's the time that you can release a lot of that stuff, or even guided meditations will help you to let go of that stuff. So this morning, Starlight calls up the restaurant ahead of time and like, hey, do you have French vanilla creamer for your coffee? Yes. All right. Because I'm only looking for her to go get coffee, and can I have free refills to go with that cup? Yes. Oh, good. Okay. We're so excited, because why would I want to pay like almost $4 for one little cup like this when I can go in the gas station and get me a big ass cup for less than, one little cup. So, they rip us off so bad on it. Even a cup of coffee, really. Is that coffee really worth, one cup of coffee really worth $4? I could get a whole can of coffee in the store for about $6 or $8, depending on what brand. So, they're ripping us off. So, anyway, so that's all I was going to do. So, boom, Starlight's there in the restaurant, and of course they're going to hand me a menu. But God was working in me. God was like working inside me. I felt God. I seen signs as I was going out here. It says, go with the flow. So God was working in me. I had that menu, and Starlight breakfast has always been her favorite. And but now I don't eat eggs. I don't eat this and I don't eat that. I don't eat meat. But it's hard to order anything, when, oh, I can't eat eggs, and it's a breakfast menu. Oh, I can't eat, I'm totally not going to eat any meat. But, and it's all about not caring what people think. And sometimes, I reward myself and I eat things that aren't going to really be a big problem. Once in a while, Starlight will eat an egg or two. Once in a while, Starlight might eat a little bit of cheese, but then I get back on my diet again. So some of you, you might eat everything and anything and not even care, not even think twice about it. But Starlight is so focused on eating healthy and not getting into bad eating habits like I used to. So this morning, God helped me out the other day and gave me some money. Well, guess what? I needed minutes for my phone. And I needed gas and I needed toothpaste, So here I had about $30 in my wallet because people helping me, God using these people to help me out. And so here I am with a menu in my hand, and the waitress is wondering what I'm going to order, and I'm looking because of my diet. And so anyway, and these prices are high, they're expensive, you see. Now, I never would have ordered any of these meals, like really. $18 for, you don't really know everything that's going in that meal. And like, really, $18 for a plate of for breakfast food. So Starlight was already having a hard time, but the universe was doing a work inside of me, because it's letting go of that belief system of lack, that I can't afford this. I don't have enough money to do this. And God knows that that's not true right now. Is hanging tight on the money and like, no, I need this money because I got to pay for my minutes later. No, I need to hang on to this money so tight because I got to go get toothpaste. I'm running out of my toothpaste and I'm not going to buy toothpaste with fluoride in it. No, thank you. I need other things like stuff so I don't have wrinkly clothes, so I can spray starch at the Dollar Tree. That means a lot to me. I'm almost on E, almost running out. So Starlight's hanging tight on this money, but this morning God was doing something in me because I do meditations. I am telling God I am ready to let go of anything. And so God was giving me permission this morning to order food. But normally Starlight would have been holding tight on it. I got to pay my minutes are going to be running out, God. How can I let go of this money here? Is $28 pretty much. How can I let go of this money when I need that? I need this money for my minutes. I need this money because I need toothpaste. I'm running out. I can't spend money on that freaking $18 for a plate and $4 for a cup of coffee. What are they, smoking grass behind that restaurant? Putting prices, I'm like, how much, where are these eggs coming from? I want to know what chicken hatched them, fuckers. Did I say that? Yeah, I did. But I'm just really expressing myself here. So anyway, I said, I'm going to eat eggs today. I am really good. I had 4 boiled eggs yesterday and I gave them away. I said, that's not part of my diet. But today was, you know what, Starlight? Pat yourself on the back. You can have eggs today. Oh, okay, God said I can have eggs today. So when the waitress came out, that plate was like a monster plate. I was like, ooh, who can eat all that? Really? I mean, like, so that was like 2 meals on one plate, really. I was like, holy shit. I've never seen so much food on one plate for breakfast. What are they trying to do? Kill people with this food? So yeah, I was like blown away. I even took a picture. I'll put it on here for you. Wow, look at that food. That plate, I mean, that's like the Thanksgiving plate. Those are the kind of plates I grew up with, but a different kind. They were big ass plates when I grew up for Thanksgiving. That's when you're putting everything on that one plate, Heap that stuff right up there, That's what's wrong with a lot of people in their health, eating so much food. So anyway, I eat the part of the food, half the food, and so I'm ready to leave. And as I'm gonna go pay for it, I'm struggling here. I'm struggling. This is real. I am struggling. Parts of me feels guilty because it's not used to just ordering that. It's breaking my diet. and it's spending money where really I'm supposed to use this money on my phone bill. Not, well, my phone minutes, my minutes for my phone, and toothpaste, and whatever else I can get with that money, you know? And really, it's $45 plus tax to get the minutes. So I don't even, really, I didn't even have all the money for my minutes. So that money meant everything to me. So anyway, I'm at the register. The guy was there instead of the lady that waited on me. And so I had the bill. It came to 23 plus change. And I had $28. I thought it was like 30. I didn't really count it, but I realized it was $30. So, you know what I did? I gave all of it away. Phew. There you go. I just let it go. There you go. I got in my car and I sat in my car and I felt partly guilty. Oh, Starlight, I can't believe you just spent all that money. You even gave all the money. You even tipped them. You gave them all of it. You just let it go. Yeah, I did. I let it all go. The guy smiled. He had a big old smile on his face. Wow, he was giving me the change. I'm like, oh no, you could keep that. I acted like I had I am rich. I am a millionaire. I am wealthy. That's the mindset I had when oh yeah, no, that's no problem. But I'm in the car sitting there by myself and I'm like, well, I felt like I did the right thing. I felt God was giving me permission to do this. But I was like, my emotions were swinging back and forth. And as I was sitting in my car, a couple comes out and they're an older couple and the guy is helping his wife to get to the car because she needs help. And I'm like, wow, he's a sweet gentleman. Well, their dog was in the passenger seat. So I'm just sitting there and I got my window open and they called the dog and they called his name and they told him, hey, you get in the back seat, and the dog wouldn't move, but he finally got into the driver's seat. Yeah, he's no dumb dog. He's a smart dog. So he gets in the driver's seat and I'm giggling, I'm like, oh, that is so cute, And they giggled, the couple giggled, and they thought it was funny that I was watching. They didn't know I was watching everything that was going on. So the guy helps his wife into the car, and the guy turns around. I didn't say a freaking peep about asking for nothing. I just was sitting there, just thought it was cute. That guy opens up his wallet and looks right at me, pulls out $30 and says, here, you go in there and you go and get yourself some food. Make sure you go in there and get some food. But that was God. See how this works? I did exactly what God wanted me to do. Letting go, surrendering, knowing that somehow, some way, I'm going to get my minutes for my phone. Now I got, I had $30 for my minutes. Of course, like I said, it costs $45. I don't need to tell you anymore. My whole point is you've got to let go of old programs that no longer serve you. You got to let go of the old ways of thinking that you've thought your whole life. You might have came from a family like mine that had to measure out the sugar, making sure that there's enough sugar to go through the week. We used to sneak the sugar on our mom anyway. She didn't know anytime she was turning around, scoop, hurry up, cover it up, stir it up in the oatmeal, like hee. And boy, that oatmeal tasted really good, because really, oatmeal without some kind of sweetener, So Starly ate a lot of oatmeal growing up. And so yes, this is what this video is about. You gotta let go of that voice that says, I can't afford it. You gotta let go of that part of you that wants to hold on tight. You gotta trust that's exactly what happened this morning. I didn't know how, because my minutes would be running out on the 15th of this month. And guess what? I got the minutes for my phone. I didn't put it on my phone yet, but I knew God was, God was giving me permission You know what, Starlight, you work your ass off. Nobody really knows what you do like I know what you're doing. And I know that you're working on yourself. Don't worry about what anybody else thinks, because I see everything. You're doing everything I want you to do. It's okay to reward yourself, but you got to let go of that fear. That's what's holding you back. You got to let go of that fear of lack, you know, fear of like, I can't go buy that because I got bills to pay. Did I know that that man was going to just give me $30 out of his wallet? I didn't have to go in there and eat because I already ate. That was the way God does things. You never know how God's going to do something. That guy didn't have to do shit, but God used him to show me something. God was proud of me that I was willing to let go of what people thought if I ate the eggs or not. God was proud of me because even though the meal was expensive and I would have never paid for that kind of, you know, that price, I would never have wanted that much food, number one, on my plate, you know, and to pay that much money for a breakfast. But God's seen how I was willing to let it go and to give it all away and let go of all of it, surrendering. So that's what you need to do. If you really, you know, it's not easy. It's believing. It's letting go of that old program. We've been programming, we've been lied to, we've been conditioned to believe. That's what they're doing with this reality, this society out in the world, saying we don't have enough money. Guess what? It's a freaking lie. There's abundance flowing, but they don't want you to know that. Anyway, I love you so much. You could give this video a thumbs up. You could subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, you can leave me a message down below, beep, 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 and you could share my videos. Share this with people that don't believe that there's a God. I'll tell you what, you don't believe that there's a God, come and see me. I'll tell you and I'll prove it to you that there is a God. Not the God that I went to when I went to church, not that God. That wasn't the God that I am with right now. There's different gods out there, yes. So be careful of the kind of God that you worship at your church building. So I'm telling you, you know, Jesus is God's son. That's the God I worship. So be careful of the kind of churches that you go to, you know, because there's false gods out there. But I am serving the real, true God. So anyway, I love you so much. This is Starlight. You can also check out my playlist and find me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K, Dingla Starlight. I love you all. You gotta let go. Reprogramming yourself is by letting go of those self-limiting programs. Ooh, I gotta get going, I think. No, wait, I'm like looking. I got crows over there. Sorry, I'm like kind of getting, I got food over there. I thought the crows were, they are smart, you know. I got food out here sitting in containers, but I was gonna put food at a certain spot, but the crows were right where I was gonna put them, but I forgot I put the food on the table instead. But those crows, you know, if I had a container over there with food in it, they'll freaking take that lid off and start eating that food. They have no problem figuring that shit out. So anyway, I love you so much. Let go and be careful the kind of people that you're around. If you're around people and you want to go and buy something and they're like, you can't buy that, you can't afford that, you gotta watch out for that shit. I'm telling you, those are people that you're gonna want to let go if they're always pulling you back, you know. So I love you so much. This is Starlight. Namaste. This is Starlight, love, light, and peace.